Welcome to Childhood Trash, a dumpster dive into our childhood nostalgia, where we re-examine some of the most influential media from our youth in order to answer the question, tragic or nostalgic? I'm your host, Pia LaPlaca, joined by my co-host,
Maggie Keating.
Hey, Maggie.
Hi, Pia. So, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about Read It and Weep.
Read it
and freaking weep, though.
Weep.
I could not get through just saying that title because of how excited I am to talk about this right now. I love this movie. I just want to scream. Like, it's so exciting to me. I don't know why this movie has such an impact on me, but it did, and it still does. We don't have any news this week, do we?
I can't think of anything in particular. I'm not up to date on the Selena Gomez, Hailey Bieber drama.
Yeah, and this is not a drama channel, so we're just going to leave that for them.
We're going to leave that how it is.
Yeah, let's not step on any toes. So let's just hop right into the facts, shall we?
We shall. Stroking my beard.
Why?
I'm just pondering the facts.
What?
You know. Anyway, so Read It and Weep came out on July 21st, 2006, and it's based on a book called How My Personal Private Journal Became a Bestseller.
Yeah, so like I forgot to write the author down. That's my bad. But the author of this book wrote a bunch of like other like cute little children's books.
Yeah, I think she actually helped write the movie too. Julia de Villers.
Oh, you actually might be right.
I think she did. Yeah,
you might be so right on that. But the other people that wrote it are Patrick J. Clifton and Beth
Regazio. It's a fun one.
Yeah, and it's directed by Paul Hohen. And this was filmed in Utah because I
have a fun fact about that.
About the fact that this movie was filmed in Utah.
Yes.
Okay, go.
It was filmed in the same place as the High School Musical and like the auditorium in High School Musical and Minutemen. Also one of my favorite movies.
110% agree.
Yeah.
I have learned that a lot of like Disney's DComs were filmed in like this exact town in Utah, and it was like their thing. Like they just kept going back to this town. And I know that we said in our last DCom that we wanted to know where they filmed it, so now we know, and we'll try to learn in the future.
I guess we will. Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, one like fun fact that I found is that this was on a top 20 Miss Mojo list of the top 20 Disney Channel movies of all time from 2020. As it should be, but I was like, I don't know, to me it's like a lesser known DCom.
I agree.
And like definitely like underdog vibes. So that made me really happy. I don't know what number it was, but
I don't either. This was on Netflix for a while, which is how I watched it, because in 2006 I was like 3 years old. So I wasn't watching DComs at 3 years old.
Oh, I
was, and I don't remember.
I definitely was.
It was on Netflix, and I think I watched it when I was like maybe 10. So I was still young.
Oh, wow.
10
Interesting.
or 11, maybe 12. Somewhere in those years, in my middle school,
that was crazy.
Late elementary school era. And I watched it with my mom and my sister, and I have some feelings about it. Just like some of the things in the movie I remember so distinctly needing.
Yes.
Very influential.
Oh, yeah. 100%. One thing that I also love about this movie is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I wrote down specifically, there's a song called Outside Looking In by Jordan Pruitt, and I wrote of Jump to the Rhythm fame.
Yeah.
It's from the same album.
Yeah.
And it literally, like, when that song...
Hello?
Someone just turned off the lights in our room.
That was really weird.
What?
Is it just because we weren't moving?
But we turned them off. Anyway.
That was really weird.
The ghost. There's a ghost in our studio. In the pod studio right now.
All right, off to a great start.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that song brings me to tears.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think
the ghost was like, we need to move on. They're like, this is too many facts for this short of a fucking movie.
Nobody cares. Move on.
They're like the boo button.
Yeah.
They're like, no.
That was a great pun. Boo!
I didn't think of that.
Oh my god. We're hilarious.
Anyway, so we chose to cover this movie because this is one of like my favorite DComs, and like I said, I feel like it's like lesser known.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is actually true. I could be making this up. But, like, I want to say that this is, like, the villain origin story for me wanting to become a writer.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if that's actually true. Like, I say this as, like, a creative writing major, you know?
Yeah, creative writing girlies prize for this movie.
No, I really think, like, this was everything to us because we never, like, got movies. And, like,
it's this movie and Dead Poet Society. Those are the only two
I've never
movies.
seen Dead Poets
You
Society.
haven't seen Dead Poets?
I'm not a big sad movie person.
It's a creative writing movie, though.
I know.
Like, Pia.
We'll watch it.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And, like, although they don't get anything right about publishing, it is just, like, it's just, I think it sparked that, like, for me.
It's
as a 4-year-old.
Watching her scribble on that freaking iPad was everything.
Yeah.
I wanted it so bad.
Yeah. I saw this actual, like, little clip of, like, behind the scenes, and they were all talking about how cool, like, all the cast members were talking about how cool it was that Jamie got to have this, like, swivel laptop and she got to write out. They were like, this is so new technology. It was so funny.
I literally remember making my mom search for the exact model she had because I thought it was so cool and I wanted to do the thing so bad and, like, draw the
Did
pictures.
you get it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I thought it was really cool. So,
it was very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I think we can dive into the beef of the story.
The plot.
If you will. The plot, if you will. If you feel like it. So, starting off. Do you like my notes?
I do. Pia wrote some great notes for us today.
I wrote, listen, we start off with Jamie. She's an absolute loser and nobody, and she's also a high school freshman. I wrote that down because I was like, these children look 12.
They do, and that's good.
No, it is good. It is good.
Sometimes
it's not
they
Euphoria
cast,
vibes.
Like,
no.
Absolute 30-year-olds, like Glee.
Yeah.
Some of the other characters that we've got going on, we've got Connor, played by the lovely
Love
Jason Dolly.
This is like his
PJ.
first role.
Yeah.
And it's so sweet. He wasn't the guy who got the role originally.
Really?
Yeah. It was like some other guy, but he couldn't, like, I want to say, like, the other guy, like, got injured or, like, got the flu or something, and so he couldn't go. So, like, Jason Dolly got the call, like, right before shooting. They were like, hey, can you, like, come and do it? Come to Utah. And he was like, yeah. Like, and then breakout role.
And then he became PJ in Good Luck Charlie.
And he was in Hatching Pete and Minutemen.
And Minutemen. My favorite. We have to do Minutemen at some point.
No, I actually, like, insist.
I insist that we do Minutemen. Okay. And he has a major crush on Jamie, and it's really obvious, but she can't tell because she's a little not there. And then we've got Lindsay and Harmony, who are Jamie's two BFFs.
I love them so much.
They're actually the slayiest of them all.
Yeah, I feel like they're such, like, not the cookie cutter type, like, best friends, which I really like. Mm-hmm. I like that they're very, like, human rights. They're, like, actually they're artists. Like, they're definitely gay. I was like, I want to see them have a romance.
They ended up at Emerson College.
No, they definitely did.
Yeah, they did. I didn't recognize them from anything. I didn't recognize the actresses.
Ooh, I don't know. I can't believe you didn't even mention Kay Panabaker, the
star of the show. The star of the show,
and
Kay
also
Panabaker, and Danielle Panabaker, our queens. Okay, this is the funniest thing to me that they cast Danielle, her older sister, as, like, the better version. I love it so much. Of the younger. I think it's
the funniest shit.
I think that's hilarious. Like, can you imagine?
It works so well.
If, like, my younger sister Lila got, like, this big role, and they were like, "Well, we need, like, somebody who looks like you but is, like, better." Mm-hmm. Oh, let's get your older sister. Perfect. Like, that's horrible.
No, it's so funny. Well, so they were both. There was a show called Summerland. I think I've talked to you about this before because I really liked it. Yeah. Because it's sad. And it has, like, Kay Panabaker was, like, one of the main roles in it, but her sister had, like, a guest star, like, appearance on a couple episodes, and she literally did play, like, this, like, other girl coming in, like, trying to steal your man's, like, it was so funny because I was like, look at them.
And then she
like the same.
And then her big role now, she plays
she's in The Flash.
She's in The Flash. Why am I forgetting?
Frost.
Caitlin Frost?
I don't know.
Something like that on The Flash. And she's, like, the complete opposite of that stereotype, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But
and Kay Panabaker's, like, a zoologist.
Yeah.
So
which
cool.
is so cool.
And she's, like, a Disney adult.
Yeah.
Which I think
maybe
is
not cool. The cast just keeps getting better, and I want to save the best for last. So, just because I think it's really funny. But let's move on to Sawyer. Sawyer Sullivan, the cheerleader enemy of Jamie. and her boyfriend who is Marco. But she's played by Allison Scagliotti, who is like in every Nickelodeon Disney show ever.
Everyone? I can only remember her from Drake and Josh.
She's in Drake and Josh. I think she's in Ned's Declassified as well.
I want to take a moment to talk about Marco Vega. I don't know.
Wait, I have the funniest thing about him.
Was he hot? I can't tell. Because I don't know. I was watching it and I was like, are we supposed to love this like doofus little guy? Like, and is he supposed to be the hottest guy in school? Like, I'm just not seeing it.
I don't know. But do you want to know his real name? Because I almost cried when I found out what it is.
The actor?
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
I actually kid you not.
No, I'm not ready.
Chad Broski.
Oh, I looked it up too! I was like, this guy is such a Chad. I actually remember
but his last name
is Broski. Chad, come on the pod.
Like, what?
Is this your real name?
They actually typecasted him so well.
No, that's true. I do remember seeing that when I looked it up, that he was Chad, but I didn't remember the last. That's so funny. Oh my god. But anyways, do we want to hop back to the plot?
I passed away, but yes. So basically, Jamie writes in her diary on this tablet that we've been obsessing over, and she creates stories about her alter ego, Is portrayed by Danielle Panabaker, who is just the better version of her, who is confident, can defeat the bullies, gets the guy, super popular, the high school on top of the social hierarchy baddie that Jamie is not.
That's so true. So Jamie is hanging out with her girl pals. Mm-hmm. They're watching some kooky, crazy soap opera. And they're talking about this paper that they have to submit. And she's like, you know what? I wrote it about break times. And they're like, that's so boring. Like, didn't you know that there's going to be like a competition and whoever wins gets it in like the paper? And she's like, Jamie's like, I don't care. Like, I'm a good writer and I know it. And that's all that matters. Mm-hmm. She is clicking, send on her little paper. But something crazy happens in the soap opera they are watching. Crazy. And she accidentally sends her private personal journal instead of her boring ass paper. And guess what happens?
So Lindsay, I think it is, Lindsay prints out this paper for her, turns in the journal to her teacher. And like a month passes, and we find out that Jamie wins the writing competition and her journal got published. Her personal private journal got published for the whole school to read.
I also would like to mention that Lindsay's term paper was, her topic was term papers are a waste of our dwindling natural resources. Yeah. And I don't know why that didn't win.
That's so funny.
I love the kooky craziness of this plot, but it's not a term paper at all. It's a graphic novel, graphic memoir, maybe.
Like the side plot of the dad having to find the best pizza topping.
Oh, I love the dad. Can we talk about him?
Yeah.
He is literally comedy gold. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, he's so silly. And I love him, and his business is struggling. I also realized this has a lot of similarities to my book, and I was like, did I copy and paste? Read it and weep and write the same thing? Why is this so ingrained in my childhood nostalgia? I don't know.
But it's
But it is. Yeah. Anyway. So there's an optical flip and Jamie's like, no! Which I love. Yeah. And I was like, how did they think this book was a paper?
I don't know. And it's illustrated. It looks really different from all the other ones. It's really funny. God.
And then what happens is she gets a book deal. Yeah. Because, 14-year-olds getting book deals left, right, and center.
Oh, yeah. Not the rest of us, though. No. That would never happen.
No. And her brother goes, sounds like a pipe dream to me.
He is funny.
And I think this is the perfect time to mention, I love Lenny.
Lenny is slays. I think Lenny...
Maybe one of my favorite characters.
Lenny might have 2 words in the whole movie. He doesn't talk ever.
I don't know. He does have a little opening up moment to his dad later in the movie. And man, do I love this man. I love him so much. Yeah. He's just brooding and playing his guitar in his room. But he doesn't want to play for other people because he doesn't think he's that good. It's beautiful. I love him so much.
And then he plays it at the end in front of the whole school and he slays.
And he's like, this is for you, sis. Oh my god. Yeah. Love.
It's perfect.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, sorry guys. But I don't remember if this is in the first act, but they all decide to
That's
go to
fine.
They
We're
all decide to
basically
go to
are
prom
together.
together, right?
Yeah, all the buds.
All the buds are going to prom together. This is established. Like, they're
Yes.
best friends. They're all lame. They have no dates.
Yes.
They're going to prom together.
Beautiful.
That is important for the plot.
It's very important. So now Jamie has her book deal. It's like 2 months later,
Mhm.
and her book is gaining popularity. Everyone in the hallway has a copy. She's signing copies in the hallway.
And she's like on top of the world.
She is. She's like finally becoming like popular and like making friends with the people that she literally hates, which is like questionable at best.
Yeah.
And like her friends are like, this is great, you know, like you're getting popular and now like more people will come to our animal rights rally if you're there. And she's like, yes.
Like, let's do it.
I'm gonna do it all. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be on the like dance committee. We're gonna like,
and signs all her friends up for the dance committee.
oh my gosh,
which is
she's like, this is gonna be so fun. We're all gonna do this together as a team. And her friends are like, hoorah. And and even Jamie's dad's pizza shack is doing fantabulous.
because they're like home of the saves the world girl. That's what the book is called, by the way. Saves the world. Yeah. Something that we did forget to mention. So like kind of towards the beginning of this, Marco, Jamie's beloved, writes a poem for English class and has to read it in front of the whole class. And he like, it's like all this poem about a shy girl who thinks like is just so pretty and sees the real him. And
Everyone in the class is like swooning,
And
including
Jamie's
the
like-
teacher.
Jamie's like, wow, it's probably about me. And she's like really obsessed with him.
And Connor's like, sucks.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't write a fucking poem.
Yeah. So that's going to come back later as well. Very important details.
That is an important detail. You're so right.
So,
But
she's kind of like, at first, she's not being a jerk yet. Like,
I feel like she so quickly becomes a jerk, though.
yeah, like there's
It's
a moment where
slippery slope.
it like flips.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, she's like, let's all do this together, and like asking her friends like what they think she should do, and but she starts to gain popularity, and Sawyer starts to like her because of this popularity that she's getting. So she's now spending a lot of time with Sawyer and kind of ditching her friends for Sawyer and some of these like new opportunities she's getting. And she starts to go on like a book tour, basically.
So as she's like embarking on this book tour with her handler, who we love.
I've never heard the term handler.
I've never heard it again since this movie.
Yeah.
I think they made it up for Read It and Weave.
Did they not say manager? I don't know. That was
Or
weird to
like
me.
publicist,
Yeah.
like an actual job.
Yeah.
So funny, so silly. We love this woman.
Yeah.
And so she's going on this press tour and it's like really intense. Like she's like getting carted off everywhere. And her kind of like stress about the tour and like about school life and stuff kind of like manifests itself into this like physical like apparition, excuse me, of
And
Danielle Panabaker.
it's really funny. And
Oh
like
my God,
Iz
yeah.
tells her how to behave and like how to act so that she looks like so she can handle herself like when she's becoming more famous. And it kind of takes a turn for the worse.
Yeah, Iz becomes like her like evil twin,
And
like the devil on her shoulder.
exactly.
Because like I think we soon learn that Iz, while being like an alter ego of Jamie, is like this really idealized version of what it means to be like, ooh, dare I say happy? Because all she cares about is being popular and being with the most popular guy and having the most popular friends and nothing else.
Iz clearly doesn't have any
Depth. I don't think she actually has any depth.
Yeah, and she doesn't have any regard for Jamie's former friends, like longtime friendships, and just is looking to climb the social ladder that she's now like growing up experiencing. And at times she's really helpful. There's a moment where they go to this like party and there's a bunch of celebrities there And Jamie's seeing all these people who she knows from TV. And there's this one girl in particular, I can't really remember her name right now. Amber something.
Yeah.
And Amber is
Watch
not
that
very
not be
nice.
her name.
Yeah, I don't know. Amber's not very nice though, is basically the thing. And
I remember Ryder Donovan.
Ryder Donovan.
That's who I remember.
Is cool. He was cool to Jamie, but Amber was not.
Okay, so she's at this party that her handler hooked her up with. And she's 14 years old. Yeah. And she's with her mom. Yeah. And they're like, you know. Slays, by the way. Who slays? Peggy? Oh my god, love Peggy. I love her. I actually love Peggy. She's such a cool mom. Cool mom energy. And she's like, let's talk to all these famous people around them. And then there's like Jamie. And there's like these soap opera stars at the same party that this 14-year-old author is at.
Different vein. Yeah.
So different. And then like once she gets like this like funny little entanglement with the Amber Tiffany. Yeah. Where her hair gets caught in the other one's tiara and they have to like whatever.
And Amber's a jerk.
And then this other woman from the show is like, oh my god, I loved your book, Jamie. And then all these adults are like, I loved your book.
Yeah, and it's very clearly a kid's book.
Yeah, which is like fine, no shame. But like, why did you how popular is this thing?
I don't know. It's like so Harry Potter levels, apparently.
That's what it feels like, and I don't see that.
Yeah, but it's okay because it's no, it's fine. You have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. But basically, Iz is just like kind of there helping her out in that situation to be like, don't let her talk to you like that. So there are times when she comes in to like save the day a little and give her some confidence, and you're like, oh, maybe this is a good thing, but then it quickly
takes a turn.
Bad, very quick.
She not only is like overcommitting herself in the first place, which like could not be more me. Yeah. But like all this stuff that she said that she would do with her friends, like she's now like overlapped her like book schedule or like popular people schedule with, and so she's choosing those things over like her actual friend obligations. Right. And just kind of like losing them, I guess.
Yeah. So she has been missing a lot of events with her friends and not being able to keep up with them. But the final straw is when she gets wrapped up with all of her events. She plans on going to the mall with Sawyer, on doing an event with her handler, and she had previously committed to going to the Save the Bunnies rally. Is it bunnies?
I think it's just the animal rights rally.
It's an animal rights
rally. But it's
rally.
Like about like bunnies because they're protesting animal testing on animals.
Yeah,
for,
it's some specific store in the mall that they're protesting. Yeah. And it's organized by her two best friends, and they're like, if you come, everybody else will want to come, and you'll be the celebrity endorsement, and it'll be great.
Except it's not great.
She doesn't show up. And nobody shows up to the event. And it's very sad.
So sad.
And so all of them are like, forget you, Jamie. Like, we're done. You're a bad friend. Mm-hmm. And Jamie just, like, doesn't get the message. She is very self-involved.
She is not, because you know what she does have? She might not have real friends, but now she has the attention of Mr. Marco himself. Because he has recently dumped Sawyer. Mm-hmm. She said, or actually, did Sawyer dump him? I don't know. One of them was like, you're not paying enough attention to me. And that sounds like Sawyer to me. But, so he is free and on the market. And he asks Jamie to the dance. Right. Now, what is unfortunate about this occurrence? Not only because I don't like Marco in general, but it's unfortunate because Connor, our lovely boy next door vibes, boy best friend. Yeah. I didn't know his name for a really long time in my notes, and I was like, boy best friend. I don't know. Jason Dolly. He is in love with Jamie, as we've established. But he really wants to ask her to the dance. Like, even though they're going as friends, he wants to actually go, like, as her date. Mm-hmm. And he's set up this whole situation. Like, he's gotten himself so deep with his brother, and he has to do all of his brother's, like, weird, gross, like, chores and, like, tuning up his car and doing all his laundry and all this shit just to, like, get a ride to the dance because he, like, really wants to impress Jamie.
It's not even that nice of a car. It's like a truck.
It's not, but it's, like, they're, like, it's better than, like, her dad's pizza truck or something. Yeah. And he like just really wants to show off and like do the extra mile. And so like as he's doing that, and as little Jason Dolly is like, damn, I'm gonna ask her. Like he's like, you know, Marco's gonna ask her, and his brother's like, no, but you gotta get to her first. And he's like, yeah, I do. And so, like this bitch is like running through the hallways. He is like sprinting. He's like, Jamie, where the fuck are you? And like literally the moment like Marco walks up to Jamie, he like slides into home like right under her. And he's like, Jamie, and she's like, no, Connor.
She steps on him.
And then she steps on him
with her heel.
I didn't know if that was her heel.
Iz's heel.
I think that was Iz's heel.
Hard to tell.
But yeah, and then Marco can ask Jamie, and she says yes, of course. Which just like is great because now they're the old, like he becomes Jamie's only friend.
Yeah.
For no reason, because he literally calls her Iz.
Mm-hmm. And it's so weird. It's so weird. So everybody is done with Jamie. Connor was her last hope, and she lost him. But
oh my god!
Now, literally everyone is done with Jamie in 5 seconds. When in the next interview, Jamie gets flustered and accidentally reveals that everything she wrote in the book was based on real life. So something we didn't touch on earlier is that she did like base all the characters in her book.
Well, we said it was like a fictionalized version of her diary.
Yeah.
So she like changed the names of things, and like she does like it's kind of like mystical magical a little bit as well.
Because
like there's like
Zap.
It's got Zap. Oh my god! Did we forget Zap?
We forgot Zap. Zap is his magical power. To zap away the like evil bully.
Yeah.
But basically, Sawyer is the evil villain Myrna in the book. Mm-hmm. And everyone hates Myrna. Myrna's the worst, and even Sawyer hates Myrna. Like everybody knows Myrna is bad.
So when Jamie's on this like live like Good Morning America interview, she accidentally says Sawyer instead of Myrna, and they're like, "What are you talking about? Like that's not the name of your character." And of course like Sawyer's watching at home, and like she says like on TV that everything's based on real life, and like essentially, like, the whole school, the whole world, it seems, has now turned on JB. One of my favorite things about this, though, or, like, one thing I found really interesting upon rewatch was how, like, complex Sawyer's character was.
Yeah.
Because I never noticed that before. Because she, like, genuinely is, like, really hurt. Like, she actually was so excited to be Jamie's friend. Mm-hmm. Like, you saw that. It wasn't just, like, oh, this girl's now popular. And, like, of course it was, like, some of that. But, like, she was, like, when she got a call from Jamie, like, Sawyer was genuinely excited. Yeah. She was like, oh, my God, she wants to hang out with me. Like,
there was, like, a scene where she was, like, going, like, yes.
Yeah.
She called.
And it was, like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, like, these are, like, good characters. Like, these characters are really, like, well fleshed out. And I think that's why it's so, like, nice to have the contrast of like Jamie's characters in her book, which are like really flat and like stereotypical and like black and white. Because I mean, she's probably never taken a creative writing class. You know, she's 14. You know, the books I wrote when I was 14 were not good. Yeah. So I just feel like I like that a lot.
Yeah, I thought that was I agree. So Jamie has lost not only her real friends but also her fake ones. And she's forced to spend all her time with this popular jerk guy. And
he's not a jerk.
Well, he's just not very smart.
He's just stupid, silly.
And he calls her Iz, which is just really, really weird.
Yeah. It's just very clear that, like, he definitely didn't notice her until the book. And especially, like, the fact that he learned that he is Marco in the book. And he is Marco in real life.
That just really, like, boosted his ego and made him want to be her friend. So.
Yeah, and take her to the dance and stuff.
Yeah.
But there is, like, one, like, beacon of hope for Jamie. Because there's, like, this Dear Abby column in their newspaper. Yeah. And all of it is just, like, slander on Jamie. Which, like, she deserves.
Pages and pages of it.
Pages and pages. And there is this one tiny little, article?
Yeah, like comment,
I guess.
I love when she's like, what is this yellow journalism? I thought that was so funny. When she was like flipping through the pages of it, she's like, this is so biased. I love that. I thought it was so funny. I was like, girl, you're so funny. I don't
And this one is called 3 Cheers for Jamie, I think.
Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. And it's just like this beautiful like op-ed about Jamie and how like, you know, like she isn't the villain here. Like she just showed you all who you were and you just couldn't accept that. And it's like written so beautifully. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you know, who wrote this? Marco.
Yeah.
The poet. My boyfriend, the poet.
Right, literally.
Literally wrote this. And she's like, wow, this is so great because like he's the only guy on my side anyways.
Yeah. Well,
hurts my feelings.
Yeah. So we're at the dance.
We are at the dance.
Jamie, first of all, I loved her hair in this section. I thought her hair was so cute.
I love the montage of her getting ready.
Yes.
I don't love her hair. I don't love the really curly.
I love when she puts it up though.
Oh, when it's up, I guess.
I love the little updo.
Yeah.
But
when it was down updo. Before, it was weird.
When it was down, but the like point of it is to put it up. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah.
And like her dress was cute.
I
thought she
loved her dress. And I loved like the like Kay and Danielle parallel dresses.
Yeah.
I liked how sometimes their outfits corresponded and sometimes they didn't.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, they're in the photo shoot scene or sequence.
Yes.
Where Danielle is wearing that furry headband and like the velour tracksuit. I died.
So good, yeah. The outfits in this are something I also really remembered. Like in the last like half of the second act, she has this like side ponytail that sticks out to me so much for some reason. Mm-hmm. She works it. I don't know.
She does. And she always has like that same color lip gloss on.
Mm-hmm. Under the Sea themed, we're got this giant whale that Lindsay and oh my god, why am I forgetting her name?
Harmony.
Lindsay and Harmony have been working on forever.
Or I always get it confused because her like fictional character was Melody.
Oh,
the Miraculous.
Yeah,
something like that.
They've been working on the decorations because Jamie ditched them.
Yeah.
So they did it all by themselves, and it looks really good.
It is so cool. Yeah. I love this so much.
The whale is awesome.
It's awesome. It makes a statement.
Yeah. The whale is also stuffed with a bunch of seaweed and flyers saying "Save the whales" because, of course, it has to be an animal rights protest. And that comes in later at the end of the dance, which we will touch on soon. But
Jamie's at the dance. She shows up with Marco, and basically she learns that. So she keeps like complimenting Marco on his writing, and she's like, "The thing I love about you most is your writing," and he's like, "Shut up about the writing. It's so fucking dweeb. Like
it wasn't me." Yeah.
So it wasn't him. He's like, "Nah, I just paid that like." Idiot Connor
to
write it for me and it wasn't even good.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh fuck, Connor, he's seen me the whole time. Mm-hmm. And she's like having this big like epiphany, if you will.
But basically the principal calls her up on stage to be like,
is that the principal?
I don't know who it was.
I think she's just the only teacher at that school.
Oh, okay. She was giving authority figure, but I didn't know who.
She was giving, why is she so into Marco?
I don't know. Yeah. But she calls Jamie up on stage because she's like, we have to thank her for everything she's done for this prom because she decorated everything when she didn't.
No.
And Jamie knows that it was her friends and not her that did everything. So she goes up on stage and accepts this huge bouquet of flowers. Mm-hmm. The whole time, her alter ego, the Lovely, is standing next to her because everybody's booing her and being like, you suck, get off stage. And she's like, you have to win them back. You have to win the hearts and minds of the people. And she's trying to say some like stupid stuff.
She's like, have you heard I'm getting a sequel?
It's so funny. Everyone's like, no.
They're like, not another one.
And then is like they spot Harmony and Lindsay about to like unleash the seaweed and the whale flyers onto the crowd. And is like, foil their plan and everyone will love you for not ruining their night and like getting their clothes all dirty and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she ponders it for a minute and she decides not to do what Iz says. And actually, she welcomes her friends on the stage and is like, I didn't do any of this. They did. And I'm sorry for being such a jerk.
Yeah. And then she kind of like punctuates her point by like going back to where they were at the whale and pulling the rope herself and saying save the whales. And then I love the whale. I love the message behind the whale. I love everything that's happening there. However, is that not such a safety hazard? This bitch goes swinging back and forth.
Could have killed somebody.
Huge.
Yeah.
Oh my Lanta.
It was so funny.
Like, and the fact that she doesn't get like really in trouble at all is like outrageous to me.
I know. I don't know.
Like, I love it. I love it for the gag. I love that it's like so camp. But like, I'm like, this is gonna knock some bitches out.
And it didn't though. It was so weird.
Yeah.
So she's made up with her friends. Now she has to make up with Connor. And he has already left before they pulled the whale down. So she runs out after him as he's getting in the car with his brother. And she's like, Connor. And he's like, oh, what now? What does she want? And she goes to him and she's like, I know it was you who wrote the poems. And I'm so sorry for being crazy. And they have a kiss. And it's a magical fairy ending. Yay.
I wrote, I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
It was so cute. And I was like, look at these little babies. Like they're so sweet and wholesome.
Yeah, they were cute.
But it's like right in front of his brother. Like he's right there. And he goes, you go squirt. Like it's like, it's so weird.
Yeah, it is cute.
That they just like, anyway, it is cute though. Not to ruin it, but it is cute.
No, it is.
And then they kind of like end, like they wrap everything up with, you know, they go back to the dance, go back inside. And everyone's kind of like jamming with this seaweed.
Yeah.
And Lenny like reclaims his like musical gift and he goes up on stage. And he's good. This one's for my little sis. Like she's the best. And he plays a song. And I have to tell you, I love this song. I cannot find this song. I want to put it on my playlist and I can't find it. Where is it? Where is it? I watched all the credits. I can't find it. It doesn't exist.
Really?
It literally doesn't exist.
Interesting.
And the funny thing is that, like, the people who wrote the song, cannot remember. Adam Watts and someone, and, like, Andy, they wrote, like, the song at the end. Iconic to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you recall, but I thought it was iconic. Mm-hmm. They also wrote some of the music for High School Musical, too. Oh. And I was like, that is so iconic. Why can I not listen to this song?
Yeah.
And Lenny, I love him.
Lenny Slade.
Lenny Slade.
So Jamie brings all her friends back to the pizza shack after the dance. And Lenny comes back with them. And it's like a big, like all the kids from the prom are there. And it saves the business. And Lenny, while he's helping make the pizzas, gets some seaweed on the pizza. And it cooks and everybody loves it. And they finally figured out the secret ingredient to the pizza. And the business is saved.
I love it. It's thriving.
Yeah. They tried a lot of ingredients on that pizza. They tried prunes.
Yeah, that
chicken
was
feet.
weird.
That one, they're all weird.
Yeah.
Liver and onion.
I feel like someone would like liver and onion, though.
Yeah.
That didn't seem that outlandish to me. But the seaweed, I was like, oh, that sounds like I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
I loved it. I loved this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I had such a fun time. It was such a, like, uplifting movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love this formula too. Like this is some of my like my favorite ones are just like
becomes a monster.
Yeah, that's some of my favorite ones. I have a note.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, I don't know why I wrote this, but I think it's really funny. So I basically was like, I was thinking about this movie and I was getting really philosophical as I do when I watch every decom that we watch for this podcast.
Right. And
I said, is this movie not an allegory for imposter syndrome? Whoa, I messed that up. Imposter syndrome.
Interesting.
I was like, this is like her creation. Like she made her, but now she's out of control. She like doesn't know where she's going. Mm-hmm. She's like, everyone loves her, but not me. Like, who is that? And she has to contend with this like whole identity crisis. Mm-hmm. And is Read It and Weep not Borges and me? I don't know.
Borges and me. Oh my god. Not the LI 120. Oh my god.
Is it not?
Oh my god. It was giving me more like Doodlebob.
Oh, true.
Yeah. SpongeBob. Me hoi benoy, you know.
Sorry to connect it to Borges.
Borges and me. Oh my god. That's funny.
Thank you.
I
tried.
But yeah, that is the masterpiece that is Read It and Weep.
I love that movie so much.
I do want
I
to just
really
talk
can't.
about the title because, like, why?
It's a bad title.
Yeah.
I think there's
For any other story, it's a great title, but, like, this, it doesn't fit the vibe of this movie at all.
It makes it seem a lot sadder than it is.
Yeah.
And I think that that's another thing that I think that maybe, like, made it less success. I don't know how successful this movie was, but, like, in my eyes, it's not a popular one.
Yeah.
And I think it has to do with the title. Like, I just don't think it's a good. I don't know, what would you retitle it?
Yeah, like, maybe you see Read It and Weep, and you're like, oh god, it's gonna be another Bridge to Terabithia thing. You're like, I don't want to do that.
No, I can't go through
do
that
again. Should we do
Bridge
to Terabithia?
It's on the list.
Is it?
Yeah.
Should we do it and read the book?
I think we should read this book.
That would be interesting. We have to have like a whole
book club.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what would you title this?
Like, I know that, so the original title is definitely too long for a movie.
And it's like it's quite
not
onerous.
Yeah. It's like, this is the time. This is the time my private journal was turned into.
You're like, this is the time I found out I had dyslexia.
Yeah, no. But I mean,
give it a title. Go. I'll call it Jamie Saves Herself.
I was thinking Jamie's Journal, which is not that good. Sorry.
Yours is also not good.
No, yeah, no. Oh, this is hard. Like, Read It and Weep is like a good Zapped.
No, but that's a different Disney Channel movie.
That is a different Disney Channel movie. They shouldn't have
done that.
Yeah. Or something about the, like, evil twin kind of thing, like, or the evil alter ego.
Borges and me.
Or Is Saves the World.
Yeah, but it's not about Is. That's why I thought it could be Jamie Saves Herself.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Anyway, what would you rate this? Tragic or nostalgic?
I think I have to give it a nostalgic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Purely for the outfits.
Oh my gosh.
And the
so much fur. So much fur.
And the tablet.
So many patterns. So many sequins.
The hair. I loved the hair so much throughout this.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to agree. I legitimately loved every second of watching this movie.
Yeah.
It, like, brought me so much joy. Mm-hmm. It brought me back to 2006.
This is just a beautiful time. Wonderful little.
So easy. And I, like, every time I read the title, I think it's going to be sad. And it's never sad.
Yeah. You know what movie I get it confused with?
What?
This might be, like, terrible, but you know that movie with Emily Osment? And it's like she's trying to open the pills? Yes!
Well, because Kate Picture was also in that.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
That was, like, her last thing
trying
she
to
did.
open the ad.
That's, like, a literal, like, anti-bullying movie about
I know. I don't know
really
why.
dark topics.
But, like,
That's
the title
crazy.
just seems more suiting because it's about, like,
Cyberbullying?
cyberbullying online. So, like, you read it and then you weep. You know? Like, you cry.
Oh, so you think they should switch the titles?
No, because, like, there's no cyberbullying in Read It and Weep.
Oh my god, that's what it was lacking!
Yeah.
If Read It and Weep came out today, it would be all about cyberbullying.
Yeah, but no, this is too good of it.
They would be going on Goodreads being like, 1 star.
That's actually how we bully people.
So true.
Yeah.
It's called cyberbullying.
Yeah. I follow them on Goodreads. So, what's up next on the docket?
Next up, we will be doing our finale episode for season 1 of House of Anubis.
It's gonna be so fun, guys. Oh my god. Tune in.
I feel like sometimes you say you're excited and you never sound excited, and now you're just, like, actually excited.
I love House of Anubis. You guys don't understand.
And then after that, our next movie is going to be Jump In.
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in, like, a few years.
That's gonna be an interesting watch.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Childhood Trash. You can follow us at Childhood Trash Pod on Instagram. You can follow Pia at Pia La Placa.
And you can follow Maggie at Maggie and Keating.
We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye!